Hey there guys, what's going on? So, as promised in my last little video talking about the Gaslight Anthem and my impending little hiatus, the hiatus is now over. The guns have either not been fired or some sort of thing. Somebody's waving a white flag in France and we're all very confused. Freedom fries. Anyway, I'm back here with all of you once again, back to making great videos and cool writing stuff and lots of fun things. And I'm really excited to get back into it, so I thought, with that in mind, let's do something really quick, off the cuff, kind of a short thing here, but a really cool thing that I just actually got today that I thought would be really cool to talk about, since we actually just spoke of it not too long ago in a different, we spoke of its spiritual predecessor, if you want to call it that. I've learned many fancy words while I've been away. In a prior video from not too long ago, and we're going to talk about the follow-up to that today, which is none other than Ryan Adams' latest Paxam single release in the form of 1984. Now, the spiritual predecessor of which I speak is none other than the official I'm making a new record soon, so here is the single and the special B-side that was Ryan Adams with the A-side of Give Me Something Good and the B-side of Aching for More, which the A-side, of course, is coming out on his upcoming self-titled album, which is due September 9th. That's all tried and true official business. Here I am being sort of the Ryan Adams you know, but the one that more like, you know, fans of my 80s rockier side, like Love Is Hell mixed with some rock and roll and a dash of some other influences instead of more of the alt country guy. I'm back in the game. That's what this is all about. This single, if you want to call it that, this collection is what we'll call it instead, is more of a passion project, if you will. If you followed Ryan's career long enough, well, first of all, to quote the Grateful Dead, what a long, strange trip it's been. But if you followed Ryan's career through the ups and downs and the website songs and the unreleased albums and 48 Hours and the Dark Breaker album and Will Black Hole Ever Be Released and all of this miasma of twisted things and rap songs and throwaway tracks and alt country nonsense and just all kinds of things over the years, you'll know Ryan tends to dip his toe into so many different ponds that he should have some sort of STD fungus or some sort of pond-borne illness of some kind. He's been in so many different areas, and one of his many loves, if you've delved through his demo catalog or his unreleased throwaway stuff or his Sad Dracula stuff, for example, you'll know there's so many titles and things to keep track of here. It's a wonder that I can still recall every single one of them. You'll know that metal and punk and some hardcore stuff is really like right up his alley, along with being the alt rock sadster, the alt country genius, the guy who's, you know, English Girls Approximately and The End, and all these different things, can also be this metalhead who doesn't just wear Iron Maiden shirts simply because they look cool. No, rather he is a fan of the genre. It is very evident in his associations with guys like Bob Mould and you know, talking about Iron Maiden over and over again, and him making his metal record Orion not too long ago, and so on and on and on. So with this, you basically have 10 songs on a 7-inch, which is pretty much, you know, a dead giveaway for the fact that these songs are going to be pretty short. When the Summer Ends, What If You Were Wrong, Over and Over, Change Your Mind, Broken Eyes on side A, and Why Did They Leave You Alone, Rats in the Wall, Bones and Ash, Wolves, and Push It Away on side B. Now, the casual fan is likely not going to enjoy this, unless you have a passion for songs that 30, 45 seconds at a time, short to the point, kind of harder but more melodic. I'm not a big punk music guy. I can't really rattle off the names of all these bands and different things, but I know Husker Du pretty well, and that influence really seems to be there in the sense of kind of doing some harder stuff, some more, you know, crazy kind of fists beating at the walls kind of thing that still has quite its fair share of melody within it. So it's really it's not an unbearable listen, you know, for somebody who's not acquainted with that genre and doesn't really like that stuff. But it's not bad, you know. It's like, I'm not acquainted to it, but I could put this on and just like enjoy it. It's just like one stop to another, to another, to another, to another, and to the side, kind of the same deal on the B side. It's a fast kind of a roller coaster of an experience, and Ryan really shows that, you know, not all this stuff is like half-assed with him. Not just like, oh, it's a joke on my website on the time, you know, just something that I tossed off just for, you know, fun and silliness and stuff. Like, he can legitimately crank these kind of songs out. So I gotta say, for only being about 11 minutes long, this is 11-12 minutes, this is pretty good. So to unbox here, because that is of course what we're doing today, obviously, coming back to the vinyl unboxing. Here is the cover again with this Pac-Sam design, the rough sort of similar thing that they like to use, and the B-side with all of the tracks, of course. Produced by Ryan Adams, engineered and mixed by Charlie Stavish. Screaming in the End by a confused Marshall Vore, very confused. The website, of course, and inside there's actually some nice little mini artwork here. We have Danger Minds, I guess you could call it that, and actually some pretty nice lyrics here. I've seen people looking around who were rather curious about what the lyrics were, and these are they. That's probably not proper English, but you get the idea. And that's pretty much it. No download card, no anything like that. It's a pretty intimate, to the point listen. The 7-inch songs are going to pretty much stay on the 7-inch. I mean, there'll be rips and all that stuff, I'm sure, but it's going to stay in this place, and I think that's a pretty cool little concept. You know, I'm not, you know, like I said, I'm not like a punk rock kind of a harder music kind of a guy, but I can be a completionist at times, and Ryan, for the soul stealer that he is, you know, he can lure me to buy these things sometimes, but this is not one of those things that's like, I bought this and it's like, oh, well, I bought it and I'll just listen to it once and put it on a shelf. This is really pretty damn good, and I would say, you know, the newbies and people, you know, who are accustomed to like his regular sound definitely stay far away, but, you know, which is not a bad thing. But if you have an open-minded approach to it, like, okay, I could listen to him try this, or kind of hit with some harder guitars and just some quick lyrics and some things. I kind of just feel like quick ideas and stuff that's like one to one to one to one to one over. Ooh, that was fast and really interesting. I would suggest giving this a shot, going out and buying it. Looks like he's going to be doing a lot of 7-inch stuff this year. There's already another one that's coming out in September called Jacksonville. I'm not aware of what that's going to be like, but that's only 2 or 3 songs, so I think it may be back more towards his style that everyone's used to. Black Hole is rumored to be coming out later this year, perhaps, with an unveiling of a couple of tracks a ways back, and then an unveiling of a new one he's been playing live. A lot of great Ryan news right now. So this is Ryan Adams and 1984. It is not as much of a throwaway as you might imagine, and for those who enjoy the louder genre, the punkier kind of stuff out there, I'd say pick this up. You won't be sorry to have it in your collection. So that is it for my little return from hiatus video. I hope you enjoyed this coverage on Ryan Adams with the 1984 Pac-Sam 7-inch. Keep it here for a ton more Ryan news. We'll definitely be featuring the Jacksonville 7-inch when that comes out. Of course, the full-length LP, any Black Hole news if that rolls around, anything more than Catherine. And, you know, just keep it here for a lot more of that, and stay tuned.